Welcome, welcome, welcome to this week of Division 8B recaps. We have got an exciting week 1 and let's see how you guys all fared in that. Sadly, you will only get to listen to me because Organized Crisis is currently enjoying the beach and is on holiday. So I'm sorry, but I'll have to do. You don't get a choice. That's just how it is. So to start things off, we sadly have an admin bye week in the first round because Sigencio Delegno didn't show up and didn't accept the ticket. So the Borough Boys got the win here. Those SPP are a bit rough, but the point is, next week there will be a replacement. I'm not sure, are they already in? Yes, they are. It's a vampire team, but we'll get to that later. So the Borough Boys enjoyed a win there. Now move on to, well, we can take a quick look at the Borough Boys because they got some nice SPP out of the bye week win. I just have to find them. Here we are. So I believe Juninho, he got a score, so 3 SPP. Tommy Transporter got 5, I believe, and so did Spicy Palmo. So I take that as a list coach. Moving on, though, we had an actual game played, and it's our friends taking a 0-1 win over the Burnside Boogeyman. MVPs are quite rough on both sides. Tim the Tim is probably fired, so that's 5 SPP on that player. And Love of Your Life got the MVP for the Dwarves, which is also not quite what you're looking for. That sound you just heard is my headset complaining that it wants to be charged, so I just plug that in right now. Statistics. Ball possession was quite even. Blocks. 80 blocks for the Burnside Boogeyman. That's a number. That's quite a number. I'm impressed. Sadly, it wasn't enough to get the win. Arm breaks were a little bit in his favor, but not too much. And SPP, not the greatest for both sides. Not the greatest. Let's take a look at dice rolls here. Anything jumping out? Not really. Pickups went quite well, and catches went quite horrible. He tried to pass apparently and it failed. So yeah, that's that. Oh, so both teams suck at passing, it turns out, but nothing exactly too far out of the ordinary. So let's take a closer look at the teams. Burnside Boogeyman, Diosama. Do we see anything here? Team is still not quite ordered perfectly, but yeah. I'll deal with it. I don't think there are any level ups we can talk about. Still only one available. 80 blocks. That must have been an interesting game to watch. Yeah, I don't know if there's much more talk about, but yeah, let's move on to our friends coached by Lakis. Dwarfs, did the cat level? I don't think so. So not too much out of the ordinary here either. 4 hobgoblins, 2 bulls, 6 dwarf blockers as you'd expect. Sure hands, we went over that. Well, if there's nothing that really happened, then I can't tell you much about it. Looks like The Necro mostly banged around with the blockers, and the blockers didn't break, as blockers are armor value 9 and have fixed skulls, so it's quite hard to get rid of them. Now, moving on, we have the Dirty Black Rats taking a 1-0 win over Jungle Beats, the Amazons. And that's not that easy, especially if you don't have much tackle. Tiana, Line Woman, got the MVP, so the little lineman on the red side, it's Sandlem. I probably butchered the name, but that's on you. I am just put it on you. Ball possession is a little bit tilted towards the Jungler Beats, but the Reds did a fair bit of passes. 62 blocks for Amazons, that's a number. About 1.5 as much as the Reds did, but that's a high number of blocks for the matchup. I didn't quite expect it. Lots of KOs, little injuries, 6 removals on both sides, looks pretty even. Let's look at the SPP. SPP is looking quite well for the Dirty Black Rats. It helps that they did a lot of passing. Not quite as great on the Amazon side of things. Let's look at the dice rolls. Anything out of the ordinary? Not really. The Reds held up great. Injuries, 19 successes out of 20. That's... Whew! I'm impressed. Jungler Beats. Yeah, not holding up as good. But... yeah. An intercept was made. That's interesting, but... yeah, not too much. So let's take a look at the team. Let's take a look at the Dirty Black Rats first, coached by Linnick. Of course, there's Pezer, the natural one-turner in the making. The Sandlom got Kick, which is reasonable. Having Kick available is great for Rats. Believe the Stormwarming got Mighty Blow. That's a nice addition. Other than that, I'm not sure if any of those leveled, but both of those are nice choices for gutter runners. Block and wrestle. So, yeah, it's a Skaven team. It's a good-looking Skaven team. Really can't complain about anything. Then let's take a look at Jungler Beats, the Amazon team. Lineman MVP, and I believe it was... who was it that got the one injury SPP? I forgot. Was it Pocahontas? Could very much be possible. Getting Mighty Blow is nice. Having Mighty Blow available is always nice. Other than that, it's an Amazon team. It's quite high up for an Amazon team. He decided to go for a 2-player bench. That's certainly taking part in that. So, yeah, it's an Amazon team. Will be annoying for everyone that plays them. I can speak from experience. they are annoying to play against. So, yeah, let's move on. Schedule. What do we have next? Night Saint taking home a win against the Bear Gills. Let's take a look. Horse 3 got the MVP. Clearly, it definitely was the MVP. The MVP on the Blitzer is really nice. For the Kislev, 2 deaths are less nice. The armor breaks are even on both sides, both 2 passes. Let's get a little more detail here on the possession. The possession is pretty one-sided for the Brets. Blocks were fairly even, removals fairly even. But 2 deaths on the side of the Kislev. That's not a good way to start the season. Nice SPP for the Night Saint. Not the worst SPP, I guess, for the Kislev, but still a little bit underwhelming. So, Oh, could take a quick look at the dice rolls before we move on. Anything out of the ordinary here? Looks like the Knight Signy are good at doing GFIs. Less good at dodging, but nothing that much out of the ordinary. On the Kislev side of things, jump up worked rather well. Dodging worked rather well. Leaping, not as much, a little bit underwhelming. And the bear didn't move as often as you'd like him to move. So let's take a look at the crowd's favorite, or at least the reporter's favorite, Knight Signy. What do we have here? Horse leveled. So he got 30 player, great choice. 30 player is always nice. Anything else that leveled? I'd assume King Arthur leveled. He got sidestep, that's a great choice on a blitzer. Other than that, I don't think there have been any other levels. Breasts are looking nicer and nicer. Up there in team value, but I think they have all the tools they need for the moment. And I'm curious to see how they fare in the next week. But for now, let's move on to the Bear Gills. Here they are. Kislev team looking a lot slimmer. Now, if I'd remember what players they had, then I could tell you who died. From the looks of it, I'd say it was 2 linemen, but I could be wrong. Kermit might have leveled here. Got Mighty Blow. That's good to have a Mighty Blow piece with block. I like that a lot. And one of the catchers probably leveled. Dodge and block, both great choices. Really can't complain. So, while getting banged up with losing linemen, that's not the worst thing that can happen. And they got some nice, well, the SPP they got went on good targets. Let's put it that way. Yeah, let's move on. Sorry if it's a little bit less interesting as you might want to, but that's because I'm talking to myself and that never ends well. Next match is the Rebel Monsters Universal taking a win over the X-Men in tights. 5 armor breaks to only 14, but a death on the Chaos side of things. Now let's take a closer look at the statistics here. Ball possession is quite even. Blocks are in favor of the Chaos. Removals are actually even. So looks like all those armor breaks were mostly stuns. Let's take a look at the SPP. Ooh, Cheney Senior taking all the SPP on the Rebel Monsters Universal side, if we ignore Deathbone. And MVPs, that's a nice Chaos Warrior MVP. Cheney MVP on a Wolf is also great. And Marvel Girl and Sunspot got some more SPP. Let's take a look at the dice rolls here. Anything jumping out? Not really, not really. X-Men and Tights, anyone jumping out over here? Really stupid rolls were average, that's quite nice. Oh, did I say Chaos? It's a Nurgle team. I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. That happens if I talk to myself. I blame that. Now let's take a look at the actual teams, if I can find them. Here they are, the Rebel Monsters Universal. What did Cheney Junior, no, it was Senior, get? He got block. That's nice. That's a good first level. Sadly, not a double, but you'll take it. Other than that, nothing much changed. He has the cash to get the third reroll, which I would advise him to get. Getting the third reroll is always great. And looks like he might got himself a little Pokemon there. That's nice. That's nice. Pokemons are nice. Now, on the other side of the fence where the Nurgle, here they are, the X-Men in tights. Block for Nightcrawler at the Opera. Marvel Gold also leveled, also got block. That's really nice. Sunspot leveled as well. He likes block, and I can respect that. Block is a great skill. Going for the route of getting useful skills and actually competing for the first and second season instead of just getting kill skills. I can respect that. I like you a lot for that. I hope the Nurgle Warrior is fine for him. Yes, only MNG. You can live with that. And it's probably only a Rota that died, so I take that. Some nice Nurgle Warrior SPP, Pestigore SPP. You'll take it. You'll take it. Now, schedule, tell me who's next. The Watch lost 0-1 against the regular Rovers. Blitzer SPP for the humans, Lyman SPP for the orcs. Not the best for the orcs, but they'll take it. Statistics, the Watch has been in with the ball for most of the game, but the humans made their time with the ball count. Pass for each, blocks have been in favor of the humans. Removals quite even. Yeah. SPP, little SPP for either side. But all the versions of Cumberbatch just got some SPP. I liked it. And Conchonery. Nice. Nice. Anything out of the ordinary here during the dice rolls? Not really. Not really. Looks like we did a fair bit of loner rerolls. Which I wouldn't advise, but you know, it happens. Nothing out of the ordinary there. So let's take a look at the teams. Where's the watch? I can't find my watch. There it is. Orcs. The Lyman got a double, I believe. Yes, guard. That's really nice. That's good to have. That's great. Other than that, nothing happened here. Nothing really important. Yes, some Knights Black Orc SPP. And it looks like a Black Orc got retired. That's unfortunate. And he also doesn't have the cash to replace it. Not best start, especially if you consider you lost the first game. But I'm sure that Alzir can bounce back for that. And he won't let himself get dragged down but by a measly, not great first game. Sadly, not too much to say here either. So let's take a look at the regular Rovers, coached by Flying Turtle. Anything that leveled. I think Cumberditch leveled. Not quite sure. Fanny Pack might have leveled as well. It's quite hard to keep track on who actually got the SPP on this team, but we'll live with it. I believe Blotch is nice. Is Blotch a double? Yes, it is. So, nice roll there on the level up. Other than that, don't think that too much changed. The human team is still looking great. It has everything it needs. And Huge Jackman is certainly the ogre to lead this team to more victories in the future. Also has quite a nice cash bank there, so those humans are looking great. Well, shall we move on to the last game? The Lucas Tricksters lost 0-1 against the Bulboku Bastarditos. 10 armor breaks to 6, 2 best passes for the Dark Elves. Fairly expected. Quite a fair share of blocks for the Nords, also expected, and they got a lot of removals. Looks like the Dark Elves managed to bring it home with their numbers disadvantage, which is impressive. Let's take a look at the SPP. Some nice FPP for both sides. I think both sides can live with that. Let's take a look here at the dice rolls. Anything out of the ordinary. North failing to pick up the ball, while not according to the odds. It's kind of expected. Norths do quite suck at that. On the Bilboko Bastaditos side of things, a lot of dodges. That's a lot of dodges, and a lot of going for it. It's all nearly all successful. Yeah, looks like the dice might have been a little bit in the favor of the Bastarditos there when they had to roll dice. But let's take a look at the actual teams. The Lucas Tricksters, the Norse team here. Now, if I could remember who got SPP, then I would be a smart man, but I'm not. So, Dodge as a first kill on an Wolf is interesting. I'm pretty sure he leveled. Not sure if I'd maybe skip that for the level. They have nice access, so I'd probably skip that if I was him. But Dodge it is. Well, let's see where he takes it from there. It will be an interesting player. Other than that, did he buy a second runner? Or no, he's around for a while. I misremembered that one. Lerunskester might have gotten himself Mighty Blow. That's also nice. But nothing much changed. He has the cash to get a third team reroll, which is always nice to have. Not that much needed with that much block, but it's great to have. Definitely. Now, on the other side, we have the... Where are they? Oh, they're right next to them. Divnax Bilboku Bastarditos. What do we have here? Looks like he spends all his rerolls passing. I think Edelbar got himself Blotch, which is nice. Or was it Edelgas who got himself Wrestler? Very much both can be possible. Both are good choices. Guard is still on the runners. Guard on the Blitzer. Don't think that there's too much to change. They have 50k in the bank, which is nice. And... well... can I say anything more about this other than it's a great team and looking great, and that, well, don't be as greedy with the passes if you spend all your rerolls on passes. Yeah. Now, we do have a stand-in for the Genzi de Legno team, which didn't show up. It's Yapar and the rulers of Transylvania. I'm sure you give the team a warm welcome. Everybody enjoys some vampires in their league. And it's looking like a pretty standard vampire team. We have one level vampire who still has to choose the skill. I imagine something along the lines of block, or maybe even block. 14 rerolls with 3 vamps is expected. That's a good ratio. And he got a nice lineup of rolls. One is movement busted, which probably doesn't matter too much. The other one is probably just MNG, so he might be a little bit behind on the development front, but I think he fits in nicely into the season, and y'all will give him a nice welcome and treat him well. Don't kill him straight away. That would be a little rude. No, that's it for the last week. Let's take a quick look at the leaderboard. Up there we have Dark Elves, the humans, as expected. Knight saying knee, the crowd favorite is up there. Yeah, not a single tie. And yeah, it's still only the first week. Plenty of movement to be had on the leaderboard, so not too much to be said from that. So let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the next week. We have the Dirty Black Rats against the Rulers of Transylvania. Skaven for the first matchup. I fear I'd have to give it to the Skaven. I think they do have the tools they need to take on the vampires, but you never know. Vampires are always good to surprise you. The Knight saying knee against the Burnside Boogeyman. Now, crowd favorite definitely goes to the Knight saying knee, but Necro, if their blocks go a little bit better, could certainly take home a win here. We have the Rebel Monsters Universal against the Boer Boys. Looks like Chili Popper gets to actually play this week, and it's a quite tough opponent in Neural. But yeah, it's interesting. The Lizards still have the strength advantage. They probably even numbers of block. This game could go either way. I'm not gonna leave myself out of the window. Well, maybe slight advantages to the lizards because I'm a lizard fan. I play lizards myself. I like lizards. If you didn't know yet. Next up is the Watch against our friends. Chores. Can they take on the Watch? Can they put it on? Okay, I stop making Watch jokes because they are horrible, and I really shouldn't do them. But probably giving it to the Watch here. Yeah, Chores early on do tend to struggle. Then we have the Lucas Tricksters versus Jungle Beats. All the block versus all the dodge. Could go. It is very much depends on the removals. Could very well go to either side. And don't think I can make a prediction here. Bilboku Bastarditos versus the Bear Gills. Probably giving it to the Darkles here. They did well in their first game. They have a good looking team. And don't think Bear Gills quite have what it takes to stop them. But yeah, it's early. Everything can happen. Regular Rovers versus the X-Men in tights will be an interesting one. That will be my game to watch out for. Let's see if regular Rovers can fit their role as one of the favorites for this division. X-Men in tights will certainly give them a fight and not make it easy for them. And I think we covered everything. And with me, I mean me, and yeah, talking to myself. Great. I hope you enjoyed it anyway, despite all the bad watch jokes and, well, me being me. Good luck with the coming week. I'm sure you all will do great and will surprise me and ruin all my predictions. So, yeah. Good luck and see you next week. Until then, goodbye.